there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports Show on Blog Talk Radio. It is Sunday, March 15th, 2015, from 11 to 11:30 p.m. Full plate here tonight. The Red Wings were slumping until today, this early afternoon, when they beat the Penguins 5-1. The Pistons are still on what is now a 10-game losing streak. We'll get to some college basketball conference tournament news or college basketball conference tournament basketball as well, plus Lions and Tigers. First off, the Red Wings had lost 4 out of 5. The last one of the 4 was a 7-2 rout in Philadelphia. And they weren't doing so well at home, except they beat the Edmonton Oilers 5-2. The Oilers were a red-hot team, but still they're a joke. But the Wings were slumping really badly until today, when they smashed the third place Metropolitan Division Pittsburgh Penguins 5-1. Pittsburgh had 88 points going into their home matinee game against Detroit. When the Red Wings scored 2 in the first and 2 more goals in the second, and the fifth one in the third. The Red Wings absolutely came out angry. Many may say that nationally that the Penguins were sloppy. They may have played sloppy as of late, but the Penguins are still in third place in the Metropolitan Division with 88 points, despite what all the haters say. But today's lack of discipline by the Pens was something else, I tell you. And the referees were on it. We're all over it. And we Red Wing fans especially commend them for it, and applaud them as well. Every hockey fan should applaud them, no matter which team he or she roots for. Whether it's even if it is the Pittsburgh Penguins. The no goal call on the ice on what would have been Crosby's goal had it not was actually correct, because there was a hand pass by Hornquist in the crease. Bad decision. Bad idea. Mrazek got run into as well, so that shows 2 things that void the goal, that void what would have been the goal by Crosby. and the Penguins got into much more penalty trouble, which got worse. Chris Letang got a 10-minute misconduct and a game misconduct. And if you're a Red Wing fan right now, if you were a Red Wing fan at that moment, you would say, wow, this is so fun. Taking a look at the Red Wings schedule up next. They are still in third place in their Atlantic Division. With 87 points. The Capitals beat the Bruins earlier tonight, 84 to jump ahead, 84 points to 82 in the wild card standings. The Caps are the Bruins are 5 points behind the Red Wings for third place in the Atlantic Division, whereas the Washington Capitals trail the Pens by 4 points for third place in the Metropolitan Division. But as I just mentioned, the schedule this upcoming week looks very, very strange. They have to go to Florida again and play the Panthers and Lightning Thursday and Friday. They have off until those two nights. Both games start at 7:30 on Fox Sports Detroit. Then on Sunday they return home after their 4-game road swing Sunday at noon on NBC, your local NBC television affiliate. For example, TV 7 and 4 in Traverse City, and in the Detroit area on channel, I forgot what it was. WDIV Channel 4. That's right. I knew it. They are taking on the St. Louis Blues. The Blues lead the Central Division with they're in a tie for first place in the Central Division with the Nashville Predators with 93 points each. They trail the Anaheim Ducks by 2 points for the lead in the Western Conference. The Ducks lead the Pacific Division by 13 points over the Vancouver Canucks. In second place with 82, the Calgary Flames with 81. But the Red Wings' performance before earlier today, was unacceptable and inexcusable, to say the least. But that's why they came out so angry, that they wanted to kick some Penguin tail. Then now on to the Pistons. They lost 10 in a row, most of them which they've allowed over 100 points. Friday night, they allowed 118 in Portland against the Trailblazers, and then they scored. Then they lost to the Jazz 88-85. Things just couldn't get any worse for the men in blue and red. But I wrote a blog on TaylorsDetroitSports.com, and there's no need to be negative. There's no need to be too negative about the Pistons. They just need to improve one thing, and that's their defense. It's not Tayshaun Prince's personality or accent, or whatever that is. Tayshaun Prince is a great guy, and he was a Piston through and through. He won the 04 championship. Brandon Jennings' injury, maybe the Achilles heel, but that's not the reason. Maybe an Achilles heel, but that's not the reason. Reggie Jackson is still young. He's not doing too terribly. That's not the real reason either. That's not the real reason either. How their defense is lacking is they're allowing way too many wide open 3-point shots being hit, and most of those shots are going into the hoop, into the basket. The Pistons really need to guard the arc better. Stan Van Gundy has already admitted that he put his team in a difficult position. I'm not going to give him all the blame. Josh Smith played for the Pistons for about half the season before the Pistons waived him, and he signed with the Rockets with a top dog Houston Rockets team. And then I would put most of the blame on the players who have a lack of responsibility for their horrible defense. Tuesday they're home against the Grizzlies at 7:30. Memphis Grizzlies at 7:30 at the Palace. Then on Wednesday they go to Philadelphia and play the 76ers. They had better beat them. The Sixers are 15 and 51. Pistons are 23 and 43. The Pistons are not making the playoffs, but they should still beat the Sixers. They should still beat Philly. Then on Saturday at 7:30, they're home against Chicago. Last time those two teams met was at the Palace, and the Pistons beat them. That was the first game since they traded for Reggie Jackson and Tayshaun Prince. Both of those players were ineligible to play. That was the same, because those trades were made on the same a day before that game occurred. Then on Sunday they go to Boston at 6 and play the Celtics. And for those of you who are trying to get the Pistons in the northern lower Michigan areas, you can catch them on 101.1 FM WGRY in Roscommon. Even though you don't care about them, you should still try it out. And this is only for real Pistons fans. Now to some college basketball talk. Wolverines smashed the Illinois Fighting Illini 73-55 in the Big Ten quarterfinals, and they lose to the Wisconsin Badgers. Big Ten first round of the Big Ten tournament. Then the quarterfinals they lose to the top seed Wisconsin Badgers 71-60. Wisconsin would go on to win the Big Ten championship by beating Michigan State 80-69 in overtime, where the Spartans scored 0 points in the extra frame after coughing the ball up 2 times when they should have eaten the darn basketball. One was on a defensive rebound, and one was on a steal, on a save. Looked like the Wisconsin player stepped out of bounds, but the referees missed it. That's okay. It went right. Referees make mistakes. It went right into the hands of one of the Michigan State basketball players, and then the Spartans coughed it up again with another dangerous pass. That was 2 dangerous passes consecutively that I have seen on television on my local CBS television affiliate, and that drove me crazy. Not once, but twice. That is a joke. Michigan State had an 11 or 13 point lead in the second half. That was their biggest margin. Gavin Schilling was collecting those offensive rebounds like he was supposed to do his job. And they were hitting the threes. They were hitting some of those threes. But then they coughed it up. And they got submarined in overtime without scoring a single point, not a free throw. Spartans will be the 7th seed in the NCAA tournament. They will play Georgia, the 10th seed. See what region that is. The East Regional bracket. The Central Michigan Chippewas, on the other hand, were this close very close to winning the MAC championship. They lost to Buffalo 89-84. But regardless of that, I still thought that the Central Michigan Chippewas had already earned an NCAA tournament berth which they did not. Instead, they chose the NIT. E.A. Anderson replied to my comment on Central Michigan Life's Facebook page, one of their photos. I commented, the NIT is pointless exhibition. CMU deserved that NCAA tournament berth, turning berth. He replied, not after that second half they just played. EA, how do you think? How bad do you think they played?
I want you here. What's your problem there, pal? Can't I get a bit of sleep? Don't fuck me.
Just tell me how. The game, CMU trailed Buffalo by about 4 at halftime. I don't know exactly what happened. I was actually doing some homework for my class, but I'm pretty sure it was like back and forth. It wasn't that terrible. And CMU was the #1 seed. They won the outright MAC championship. That's ridiculous. After trailing by just a few and a half, in my opinion, if they trailed by just a few points at halftime, like 4, for example, 36-32, is that what I recall? Buffalo in the lead. I think if CMU lost by 5 points, I would say that the second half was not that terrible. It was pretty close, but Buffalo just managed to hang on. I think E.A. Anderson's reply was so negative to my comment right there. The NIT is pointless. Pointless exhibition. Not the way they played the second half. I'm not sure how much sense that reply would make. But anyway, Chippewas take on the Illinois Fighting Illini in the first round of the NIT tournament, which is still pointless exhibition for a pointless trophy. The NIT should be eliminated. Moving on, the Lions lost Ndamukong Suh to free agency, not a trade. 97 won the ticket in Detroit.
What's your problem there, pal? Can't I get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
And Ndamukong Suh was a free agent. And then the Lions signed 2 defensive tackles, Haloti Ngata and Tyron Walker. Nick Fairley agreed with the Rams. Reggie Bush agreed with the 49ers. Haloti Ngata is a really good defensive tackle for the Baltimore Ravens. In fact, he's really great. He's no Ndamukong Suh quite yet, but he can fill in Ndamukong Suh's shoes well, except Ndamukong Suh played dirty, and Ngata plays a lot cleaner than that. Ngata was a rugby player, used to be was a rugby player in the past. Ngata was born in California, but his parents are from Tonga, an island chain 2,000 miles east of Australia. His real first name is Etuini Ngata. Got this source from JustinRogersMLive.com. Scouting report and random facts about new Detroit Lions DT Haloti Ngata. Etuini is his real first name, but Tyron Walker is young and will develop. I also want to point out a little fact here. According to Forbes of ESPN.com, he valued Detroit at not. According to Kyle Mikey of MLI.com, Forbes valued the Detroit Lions at $900 million in their payroll, which is the 5th worst trade value. And they were the only NFL team to lose money last year, and that's another thing that Martin Mayhew, their general manager, and president Tom Luan are to blame, in addition to losing Ndamukong Suh, who agreed with the Dolphins, who outmatched the Lions' payroll. Now, the Tigers are piling up a list of players having sore muscles game by game. Jonas Cespedes, Ian Kinsler, I can't remember the rest, but anyway, TTFN, ta-ta for now.